Do they have A, approval from the Treasury, B, CBK has done a Form PA, CBK has given you a credit advice slip, CBK has confirmed to you directly, none of these letters have the same quality of supporting documents from the central bank. As a matter of fact, they're not backed by any solid auditable trail. They have several anomalies. I'll just go over two. One is folio numbers are going down, then up, including one of the 15th of September, which bear the same number as the transfer on the 28th of October. Secondly, there's no evidence the CBK acted or effected anything on the basis of these letters. So the 999 plus 815, which are purportedly adding up to these 7 letters, the CBK has not acted on these letters at all. It's like you're writing poetry to yourself. The controller budget is a gatekeeper to the national granary. I use that word lightly. She, by law, must approve withdrawals from the consolidated fund, and she can decide not to do it. So if you pay anything outside the granary, she will not look at it. You will not give her the chance to exercise a constitutional mandate, and they're not reflected in her report. Indeed, a report for 2014-2015 is clear. Only an amount of US dollars 815 from the tap sales appear on her report for 2014-2015. That is only 73.8 billion. So why are we transferring 162 billion, which are not appearing on her report at all? And these transfer instructions lack clear auditable trail, and I'll repeat myself again. If they were genuine, they'll have a transfer instruction, which was they purport to be. They'll be backed by Form PA. They're not backed by Form PA. They'll have a credit advice coming from the central bank saying, I've credited you for so much on this day. They do not have that. Or they'll have a confirmation letter from the bank saying, I've indeed credited you. They don't have a confirmation letter. And that then means the consolidated fund has not been credited with that series of letters you've seen. And a letter from the central bank confirms clearly, crystal clear terms, that in respect of the tap sales, only one entry was made on the 17th of December in full, in one credit entry, not in drips and pieces and partial transfers. I want to conclude on the letters very simply. The 7 transfer instructions purport to transfer money to the Eurobond proceeds into the consolidated fund. They are not supported by credible, accountable documents from the Central Bank of Kenya. Further, they are not reflected at all in the official report of the controller budget, who is a constitutional office holder for that granary, and she's the gatekeeper to the fund. She sees what goes in, she sees what goes out, she has to approve what goes out. That's her constitutional role. And in that role, she cannot be even muzzled by Parliament itself. Major consequences. An amount of US dollars 999 is outstanding as not being paid into the consolidated fund as required by law, and also the PFM Act itself, Section 57A, requires all loan process to go to the fund. That means then responsible officials of the National Treasury must be held accountable for 2 things. 1, the material and significant breach of the Constitution itself, and also misleading the Public Accounts Committee of the National Assembly and Kenyan taxpayers in general, including ladies and gentlemen of the media as well. And there's an extraordinary amount of effort that seems to have gone into trying to create the impression that the Eurobond proceeds were paid into the fund, when the evidence is clear from their own documents they were not paid immediately and in full into the consolidated fund as required by the Constitution and the PFM law. And I want to show a very quick graphic to minimize dangers on our presentation. This very nice, sunny presentation is showing that revenues from the national government pay into this pot. Simple and clear. Article 261. Expenditure go to Parliament under 2216. Get Parliament to pass an appropriation bill. Out of the monies in the pot, and then finally when you want to withdraw money from the pot, go to the controller budget and ask for approval. What actually happened? 4 things. First, instead of paying the full amount immediately, pay a portion of it into the fund. Instead of going to Parliament or the controller budget to approve the withdrawal, pay at source the $64 million. Pay at source. When it comes to transferring the 999, keep it in an offshore account. New York is a rich place. It's a good financial center. Worry about it. Keep it there for 2 months. US dollars, $1 billion was lying idle in an account in New York at a time when, if you're the finance minister, you're facing a cash crunch back home. You have $1 billion in New York lying idle. And finally, don't even seek the approval of the controller budget before you pay the syndicated loan. On the tap sales, they seem to have followed through what's required, pay the amount into an intermediate account, and finally to the consolidated fund. I want to look at the website very quickly and look at 2 documents. Sorry, 1 document. JP Morgan, New York, is the parent bank, but the statements on the website of the National Treasury, you'll see, have 3 things. 1, they have the South African branch, which has a balance sheet of $2.9 billion, so they cannot receive $2 billion as a deposit. On the top left corner, you have San Antonio, Texas branch of JP Morgan. I don't know why it's there. The account number is the same.